So we've been spending a lot of time looking at selections, and we've been working with the idea of adding and subtracting to selections. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple other things. One, the quality of a selection. We're going to look at quick masking, and we're going to look at saving selections. So we're going to bundle this all into, also how to colorize an image, or one method for colorization. We'll look at a couple. So the first thing is I have this image available for you, and this will be in your folder with the rest of your content. And the first thing is you go up and read the tape, you'll see that this image is in grayscale. If I go to image and choose mode, you'll see it's in grayscale. So it's a black and white image, but I want to colorize the image. So I want it to be in RGB color. So I'm going to convert it from grayscale to RGB color. And so now this image can accept color. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to colorize the image. So the first thing you'll want to do when you open this image is convert it to RGB color. Now, I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to make a selection over this image. And we all understand that this means that this area inside of here is the area that I want to paint. If I grab my paintbrush and paint, you'll see that it goes up to the edge of the selection and not over. I'm going to undo that. That's the idea of a selection. Also, if I cut, let's go up to edit and choose cut. You'll see that I've cut a section from the image, right? Now, the reason why the background color is that blue is because the background layer is locked. I'm going to step backwards or undo. I'm going to turn off the selection, select deselect. I'm going to unlock the background. I'm going to make another selection. And I'm going to choose edit cut. And you'll see now that it's replaced with transparent pixels. Now, one of the interesting things about Photoshop is if I cut or copy something and I go back up to file and choose new, the dimensions of the last thing I cut or copied are going to be recorded right here. So I'm going to take those dimensions and click create. I'm going to create a new canvas. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to choose paste. So what I did was I successfully cut from this image and pasted into a new canvas. And the reason why I wanted to do that is I wanted to explain to you that the quality of the selection has a certain quality, and that is that the edges are sharply defined. I'm going to go back to the original image, and I'm going to undo the cut pixels. I'm going to turn the selection off. And I'm going to make another selection by clicking on the select tool, and I'm going to take the selection, I'm going to feather it. So I'm going to feather it from the menu up at the top. I'm going to feather it a lot, so it's very obvious that the selection is feathered, and I'm going to draw down my selection. I set the feather to 40, and you'll see that instead of the sharp edges, I have this rounded edge for my selection. So what this is literally doing is taking the edge of the selection and softening or feathering them. If I grab my paintbrush, I'll make the brush a little bit bigger with the right square bracket key and begin to paint. You'll see that instead of that edge being sharp, it's soft. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go up to select and choose deselect. I'm going to draw down the selection again. And once again, I still have it set to feather. I'm going to go up to edit. I'm going to choose cut. And I want you to look at the difference. So now you'll see that it's kind of like this wafted kind of experience as opposed to this sharp edge. Let's go to file. Let's go to new. And let's create a new canvas. And then let's paste. Control V or edit paste. Command or Control V, and you'll see that I've got the soft edge around the edge of my image. So what we did here was we looked at feather and the options of feather from the menu here. And I'm going to do edit and undo cut pixels. I'm going to go to select and choose deselect. And usually I don't like to feather from there. I actually like to use feather because usually what happens is I turn feather on there and then it's on for every single selection, and sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not. So I usually use feather through a different menu. So we're going to stop here, come back on the other side and continue this exercise.